Okay, so I have my family and I labeled their names with the sounds that I heard when I stretched out their names. And now I went and got some more colors. And I'm going to add another thing that it talked about in our book that we wrote about, or that we read, that the author wrote about and that we can write about, is where people live. And it talked about that people live in all different places. So my family, we live in a house. So I'm going to draw a picture of a house. My house is white. So I'm going to use a black crayon for white. So we live in a house. It has 4 walls, it has a roof, and we had a blue door. I'm going to color in my blue door. And we have windows in my house. So I can label that this is a house. What sound do I hear in the beginning? House. I hear an H. House. This is my house. This is where me and my family live, in a house. And one other thing that I want to write about is it talked about things that we like to do to play. And things that we like to do to play is we like to play outside. So we like to, I'm going to draw some trees, because right now we've been climbing a lot of trees since we've been home in our yard. We like to climb trees. And another thing we like to do for fun is go on hikes, and we like to splash in a creek. There's some water, or like a little pond. So I'm just drawing a little water here. So if I wanted to label these words, trees, what letters do I hear for trees? Trees, and water. Water. So I write down the sounds that I hear. And that's writing. And if that's where you're at, that's perfect. And that's something that you can do to write about yourself. Now let's see, what if I wanted to use my picture to make some sentences about myself, just like the author of our book did? How could I use my picture to write some sentences? So I think I could start with, maybe I want to say where my family lives. So I'm going to start by thinking about the words I want to write about. So I want to say, my family lives in a house. So I'm going to write 6 words. So I'm going to put 6 spaces here. My family lives in a house. Now let me get my marker, and I'm going to write the words that I just said. My. That's one of my word wall words, so I know my. And I'm going to use a capital letter, because I know that my sentences start with an uppercase letter. My. I'm going to use space. Family lives in. I bet a lot of you know how to spell that word. In. In a house. House. My family lives in a house. What do I have to put at the end? A period, because that shows that it's the end of my sentence. My family lives in a house. So I just wrote a sentence from my picture. I bet that you can write a sentence about your family too. So write a sentence and send it to your teacher. Bye.